This lesson is a B2 C1 level. The topic is words often confused. In this lesson, we look at different types of words that commonly get confused. Some examples. Fewer, a smaller number used before a countable noun. Less, a smaller amount used before an uncountable noun. Among, used when talking about a group. Between, used when talking about two things or perhaps two people. Farther, refer to a greater distance, and further is to a greater degree or extent, but can also be used to talk about distance. Who refers to the subject of a sentence, and whom refers to the object of a sentence. Specially, used to show a specific purpose, and especially, used to put a person, thing, or situation above others, to show a specific purpose. In our first exercise, we're going to look at the best options from the words in the bold for the sentences below. I encourage you to stop the video whenever needed so that you can try and answer before I do so for you. Sentence number 1. I really don't know who or whom to believe. Both of you can't be telling the truth. I really don't know whom to believe. Both of you can't be telling the truth. He couldn't choose among or between France and Spain for his vacation. He couldn't choose between France and Spain for his vacation. He especially or specially liked his new computer. He especially liked his new computer. There was much fewer or less rain than the year before, but it still caused problems. There was much less rain than the year before, but it still caused problems. He made cheese pie especially or specially for her, as he knew it was her favorite. He made cheese pie specially for her, as he knew it was her favorite. The market was crowded yesterday. I hope there will be fewer or less people today. The market was crowded yesterday. I hope there will be fewer people today. We will find a manager from among or between the current staff. We will find a new manager from among the current staff. I don't think they'll reduce the price any farther or further. It's already very cheap. I don't think they'll reduce the price any further. It's already very cheap. In this exercise, we are given 6 pictures and words which we need to match to these pictures. Number 1, base. Number 2, desert. Number 3, draw. Here it's a reference to 2 sides playing in any football or any match where there is no score, so there is 0-0. We refer to this as a draw. Number 4, the picture represents dessert. Number 5, we see a drawer or drawer. Number 6, bass, refer to the music of this instrument. In the pictures of group 2, the picture number 1 is an aisle. Picture number 2 makes reference to her waist. Picture number 3 is an aisle. Number 4, a prize. Number 5, the price. Number 6, waist. Now we need to put the words from the previous exercise into the correct categories below. So, in the first point, words that are pronounced the same but spelled differently. Take a minute and see if you can work this out. Words pronounced the same but spelled differently. We have base and base, aisle, aisle, waist and waist. Words pronounced and spelled differently. We have desert and dessert, price and prize, draw and drawer. Now we need to choose the correct option for each of the sentences below. He put the ticket for the match in a drawer or a drawer to keep it safe. He put the ticket for the match in a drawer to keep it safe. It's hard to measure the amount of waste or waste currently in the ocean. It's hard to measure the amount of waste currently in the ocean. The price or prize was a large amount of money. He spent it on a holiday. The prize was a large amount of money. He spent it on a holiday. It's easy to get lost in the desert or dessert, so take enough to eat and drink. It's easy to get lost in the desert, so take enough to eat and drink. The vase had a heavy base or base, so it's hard to lift. The vase had a heavy base, so it was hard to lift. Roberto sat next to the aisle or aisle on the trip, so he could move around easily. Roberto sat next to the aisle on the trip, so he could move around easily. In this exercise, we need to complete the sentences yet again using the correct form of the word in brackets. However, we need to take note of the tenses before answering. I encourage you to take some time, see if you can do each sentence on your own before seeing the answers. Saskia lay or lie all the tables while Ramon polished glasses. Saskia laid all the tables while Ramon polished the glasses. Eric borrow or lend Sophie some money to get the bus home. Eric lent Sophie some money to get the bus home. My dog will rise or raise wants me to give him a treat. My dog will raise his paw if he wants me to give him a treat. The masked men steal or rob a lot of money from the bank. The masked men stole a lot of money from the bank. We had to brake or brake suddenly when we went around a sharp bend. We had to brake suddenly when we went around a sharp bend. The smell, remind me of my grandfather. He was always smoking a pipe. That smell reminds me of my grandfather. He was always smoking a pipe. In this last exercise, we need to complete the definitions below of the words which are given and often confused with certain verbs. The words are advise, breathe or breath, effect, accept, and loose. This word is a noun, an opinion someone gives you about the best thing to do in a situation. Advice is an opinion someone gives you about the best thing to do in a situation. Number 2, an adjective not fastened or tight. Loose, loose. Number 3, this is a preposition, but not or not including. Except. Number 4 is a noun which is the result of an influence. Effect. Finally, number 5, a noun which makes reference to the air that goes in and out of our lungs. Breath.